Today we'll be talking about using environmental print in the literacy classroom. So to start off, what is environmental print? Environmental print is the print of everyday life. So it's what students will see in logos, signs, labels, cereal boxes. And for a lot of really beginner readers as well, environmental print helps to bridge that gap between first letters and the efforts to read. And when someone is able to identify the name of the brand or product, when they see that logo, it's really only adding that visual cue and recognizing that visual and attributing it to the word that they know. If they didn't have that visual logo, they probably wouldn't be able to identify it. What does this symbol mean to you? Likely, you said stop. This is such a common symbol that's used that it's even used in EQAO booklets and around the world to signal to stop. Here are a number of other environmental texts that you may see in the real world, such as exit signs, street signs, labels, and directions. So where do environmental texts fit into our literacy classrooms? I've put a number of different authentic or action-oriented tasks that involved environmental texts. I'll go through one just to explain. So for example, for our beginning learners that are just starting to learn a language, they might be given the task that in order to make the school more inclusive, the principal has asked the students to create multilingual signs around the school. In that task, students would be required to first look around the school. What are the symbols? What are the signs that they're seeing around? Then they could be adding text to them in French, English, or additional languages to help add a little bit more information. Similarly to needs help in the community, they're looking at the signs that are around them. What are the signs and symbols around in their community? They could also be looking at logos and redesigning them, different product labels, what are the fonts and colors that are used. I've put a list here of additional French resources as well. There are a few different questions for primary to intermediate, and they've been a collection of resources that you might find useful. The last link here as well, environmental texts for FSL students. Some of the images that I showed you earlier come from that slide by the creator, Erica Armstrong. In my classroom, I might display an image of an environmental print. With that, I can look, think, and wonder about a variety of different things. I can look at the environmental print text with my students to talk about who the target audience is, what fonts, colors, text placements that are used, where they might actually find this. And then we can wonder why this author might have chosen these different stylistic elements. We can also discuss as a class if the students have seen something like this before, whether it be in their own countries or cities, in different stores, or on cleaning supplies, such as the exclamation mark inside of a triangle. We could also talk about the diversity and representation present in the image. So do the students see themselves in the print? If not, or to add voice as well, have students bring their own images to represent the concept or advertisements from their areas. And in order to help focus student thinking as well, there's a link here to some critical analysis questions. I won't go into too much detail about the curriculum itself, but just to note that this is rooted within the curriculum. When we refer to text, it can mean any kind of communication that conveys meaning, including oral, visual, print, cultural, and digital, in the English and in the French curriculum. I'll leave you with two activities as well. The first one here, Guess the Ad, helps to get to know the students' understanding of the audience when looking at visual ads or videos. And this goes through it with you as well as some ideas for extension. And the second one here is Attention Grabber. So this is to see where the students are in their ability to pick out stylistic elements of an advertisement.